just from your perspective, do you think Miller, Abraham Toro, Brent Rooker, do you think these guys are going to last through the end of the season? Do you think these guys get traded? Or, I mean, I think Miller, I think arbitration doesn't hit until 26, and I think Rooker might be in the same kind of boat. But, I mean, do you think these guys are gone? What's the shelf life for these guys? You know?
Crazy. It's tough to predict. At first, like we'll focus on Miller because that's the one that we see all the time in our chat and comments
Yeah.
from fans on Foul Territory, and they all send in the same thing. Miller's a Brave,
Yeah.
Miller's a Dodger,
Miller's a
Miller's a
Yankee. Yeah.
yeah. Can't wait to see him in pinstripes. Blah blah blah. And when we first started talking about that and just answering fan questions, I was like, why would the A's trade the show that costs them nothing, right?
Yeah.
He costs nothing. He's on a league minimum salary. He's not making even $1 million a year as the best closer in baseball or one of. So he draws people to a ballpark that obviously is having trouble for good reason. And when you're there, he is the show. When you're on TV watching there, he is the show, right? You're hoping that you get to the
Absolutely.
ninth. He doesn't play every day, so it's different from a position player. So I'm like, that would make no sense. Plus, the only thing that John Fisher has promised to his cronies, his other owners in baseball, is that he is going to invest in the team and in players, and he's going to spend more. And he gave them kind of like a timeline of how much he'll spend. So you add all of that up, and you're like, is he just going to continue to tank? Why would he do that? I mean, his friends that are sticking up for him would be like, dude, what is the plan here? The other side of all of this is Mason Miller's so good, and he's had an injury history. Do the A's try and capitalize, right? Forget about Fisher for a sec. Do they make a presentation to him, Forrest and Bean and company, and say, hey, the Orioles are offering us two prospects that could be stars. What are we supposed to do? These guys could help you have a successful franchise that doesn't cost much. The Orioles were a perfect model of that for a while under John Angelos, who was probably the second worst owner in Major League Baseball. So all things to keep in mind. So to answer your question, I could see Toro getting dealt if he continues this up because I think he's only on a 1 year deal. That one
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Miller and Rooker are more complicated. If I had to make a decision, I would say no. I would say they stay at least for this year.
All right. All right.
I feel like you got to, you also don't know what you have with him still because people say he could be a starter, and
He went on MLB Network. He said he wanted to be. I mean, he's pitched
if you
like
can get him to be a starter,
oh my God,
you don't
he's
know what
just
you got.
tied it up in the bottom of the 11th. They just scored 4 runs, dude. JJ Blade just hit a 2-run homer. Sorry, but I
I
got it.
picked like the wildest
I got
day
it.
of the year.
No, I know. Sorry. Yeah. Well, it got to the bottom of the ninth. I was like, oh, they're in extra innings. I guess we'll just start recording the pod. But holy shit, yeah. Okay. All right. I kind of want to actually clip some highlights and stuff like that. I gotta get this out for
As you
Twitter.
should. As you
Yeah.
should. Go get
Yeah.
after it.
And but yeah, hey Scott, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. Make
Yeah,
sure to
of
go
course.
check out Scott's stuff on YouTube and where you get your podcast at Foul Territory TV. Does a great job with that. And yeah, good luck with everything this season, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys. Great to talk to you both. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Scott.